are here. I just did my blood test. Real one. But my mom held my hand while I was doing the blood test. The eczema is like not getting better. I just finished my appointment with the doctor. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing my experience doing an allergy test in JB, why I decided to do it, how the appointment went, what my results were, and what changed after that. This isn't medical advice or anything, I'm just sharing my own experience in case it helps someone who's also been struggling with skin or digestive issues, or if you just wanted to find out what you're allergic to just in case. So why did I do the test? For some context, I've always had a really sensitive digestive system, and I've had eczema and skin conditions since I was young. But the frustrating thing was that I never actually knew why. I didn't know what was triggering my eczema, and I didn't know why I would randomly get stomach aches. A few years ago, my dad's colleague went for this allergy test in JB. It was an IgE allergy test that checks for 107 allergens, and it cost around 880 ringgit before tax, and this includes the follow-up appointment where the doctor goes through the results with you. So eventually he did find out that he was allergic to shrimp, which I thought was really useful because after that he could eliminate this particular food from his diet, which helped his body condition to improve. So this idea kind of stayed in my head, but I never really acted on it until recently when I had a pretty bad eczema flare-up, and that was when I thought, okay, maybe it's finally time to find out what's going on and what's the root cause to all of my problems. And I was also already planning a JB trip anyway, so it felt like killing two birds with one stone. The price to me was also much more affordable compared to if I did a test in Singapore, and the clinic was conveniently located near KSL as well. When I say near KSL, I mean a walking distance, because after the appointment, my parents and I walked to KSL for shopping. And honestly, even if the test didn't fix everything, I just wanted some clarity on what was going on with my body. So moving on to the day of the appointment itself. I'll be very honest, I don't have much footage from the day of the appointment because I was scheduled to do a blood test. They had to draw about 5 ml of blood so that they could test for the allergens, and I'm really scared of blood tests. I will get anxious and overthink. My appointment was in the afternoon, so you can imagine that I spent the first half of my day just being nervous about the blood test. But the doctor was actually really nice about it. So they offered to let me lie down on this chair that resembled a dentist chair, which helped a lot because I knew that even if I fainted, at least I would already be lying down. And I'm happy to report that actually it's not as scary as I thought it was going to be. So the drawing of the blood itself took about 1 minute, and then after that the doctor was just applying pressure to the site to prevent the bleeding. So was it painful? Yes, but it was also bearable because it only lasted about 1 minute. After the drawing of the blood, they basically told me that the results could be sent to me in a PDF in about a week. I actually also took some post-appointment reflection videos, so I'm going to insert them now. I just did my blood test, real one. So this is to celebrate.
Yummy!
That I didn't die. Okay, hi everybody. Okay, so I want to do a proper reflection of the appointment that I had just now. Basically, I've been having like eczema on my arms, and it's gotten worse lately. So I wanted to check whether I'm allergic to anything. My dad's colleague went for this allergen test at Dr. Wee Clinic, and it's 880 ringgit before their goods and services. Their sales tax, which is 6%, and it kind of covers most of the common allergens. Whereas the other one, which is more expensive, like almost double the price, only covers food. And when I looked at the list of food, half of it were things that I don't commonly eat. So I decided to do the one with the common allergens instead. I was very nervous the entire day because you need to do a blood test for this, and I don't like anything to do with blood, especially my blood. So the entire day I was like, oh my god, I'm going to die, right? So when we went in, the first question I asked her was, how much blood are you going to take? And then she said it's only 5 ml. So yeah, then she asked me like, are you like very scared? Are you very anxious? And I said yeah. Then she said okay, then we can have you lie down while we take your blood. And then I asked my mom to film the process, and then she panicked and she filmed something that was not the blood test. Insert clip here. And then in the end I said okay, never mind, I just don't take, because I was too scared. But in the end it took less than 1 minute, and the pain was like it was painful but it was for 1 minute, so you're not gonna die. There is like a tiny little bruise, like barely visible. So the entire appointment took like 15 minutes, and then they say that they're going to send me a PDF of the results in about 1 week. Yeah, and then if you have any questions, you can arrange with them for another consultation. Yeah, I'm coming back to JB in December, so I think if I have any questions, I'll probably arrange the consultation for December. I should have filmed more in the clinic itself, but I was too stressed. I was panicking like the entire day. I was like, I'm gonna die, and in the end I did not die. But my mom held my hand while I was doing the blood test. I'll film another update for when the results come out. I'm actually quite interested to see what I'm allergic to. I suspect it's something super common like chicken or rice, because if I'm getting eczema every day, then it must be something that I'm eating every day. Okay, that's it. By the way, I'm filming like kneeling on the bed now because there's no other platform for me to put my phone. Yeah, so as you can probably tell from the clip, I was in a very good mood after the appointment because I was so proud of myself that I survived the blood test. And one thing I forgot to mention earlier is that even though the clinic name only has one doctor's name, Dr. Wee, there were actually a few doctors there. I was attended to by a very nice female doctor. Now I'm going to talk about my thoughts when I first received the PDF results. So I received my allergy test results when I was in Malacca. I was with my family watching the latest Predator movie in the cinema, and I got the WhatsApp notification, and I'm going to try and recap what my thoughts were when I first saw the results. I actually have the printed version here which they gave me during the follow-up, and I'm going to tell you how I interpreted it. Let me know if this is how you interpreted it as well. The first thing I noticed was the table at the bottom of the PDF showing the different classes of allergic reactions. So from 0 to 6, with 6 being the strongest. After looking at the different allergens, I noticed that I had weak to moderate allergic reactions to certain types of foods like shrimp, shellfish, and carrot. But I think what shocked me the most was that I had strong reactions to different types of dust mites and house dust. So I did a bit of reflecting and I realized that the main problem may be the environment that I'm constantly in. To give some context, I actually spend about 70% of my daily life in my room because I'm currently not working. So most of the time I'm just in my room either watching videos or editing videos. And the condition of my room at the time was not very clean because number one, my furniture was very old. So the chair and the mattress that I was using to sleep on had been in use for 10 years almost, and on top of that 3 of my neighbors were doing some kind of renovation or construction work, so this may have increased the amount of dust and dust mites in my room, which I thought was the likely cause of what was triggering my eczema and the flare-up. So after receiving the results via PDF, some of the changes that we made before the follow-up appointment was, firstly, we changed my chair and my mattress. These two were very important because really 70 to 80% of the time I'm either sitting down or lying down in my room. Other than that, I'll be outside walking, but most of the time I spend in my room. So these really old furnitures we had to switch out. Other than that, we also bought a mini vacuum so that I could vacuum my chair and my bed every day before I go to sleep. After making these changes, we really hoped that my skin condition would improve. But honestly, my eczema kind of remained almost the same, like it was equally as itchy. So we decided to schedule for the follow-up appointment so that we could ask the doctor what else we could do to improve the situation. So fast forward to the day of the follow-up appointment. Okay, so today my mom and I came to JB one day earlier than our relatives because I have a follow-up appointment with the clinic where I did the allergy test. I think mainly we want to find out how we can help to reduce the dust mite and house dust allergy, because even though I changed like my mattress and my chair and we started to vacuum the bed and the chair every day, for some reason the eczema is like not getting better. If there's any medication or other things that we can do to improve my skin condition, that would be great. We are here. This angle is horrible, but we've reached the clinic and are waiting for our turn. I received my report. I didn't manage to film inside of the clinic, but I did do a voice recording so that I could take note of what was being discussed. The discussion started with the doctor mentioning that I had severe allergies to dust mites and dust, and mild allergies to certain food items like shellfish, carrot, and shrimp. These were consistent with what I interpreted from the results that were sent to me, but to her what was particularly concerning was the level 6 allergy to dust mites. She mentioned that she has never seen a number that was more than 100 IU per ml. I'm trying my best to reduce the amount of dust mites that are in my room now. On top of that, she also talked about eczema. Basically, the doctor explained that my eczema is linked to a weaker skin barrier, which makes it harder for my skin to retain moisture. That's why hydration and stronger moisturizers are really important. And they also mentioned that during flare-ups, topical steroids are kind of unavoidable. And because I've been itchy, especially when sweating or when certain fabrics touch my skin, there's also a possibility of a fungal infection. So the cream that I'm currently using, which is Gentry Derm, is actually a 3-in-1. So it's antifungal, anti-inflammatory, and antibacterial, if I'm not wrong. She mentioned that I could continue to use this cream and to apply this for 2 weeks consistently first, and then once the flare-up is gone, then I switch to moisturizer. To give a current update on my skin condition, I've been applying the Gentry Derm for about 5 days now, and I do think that there is an improvement in my skin. Other than this spot here, the rest of the eczema has toned down by a lot, especially compared to when I first saw the doctor. And once I came back from JB, I also visited the polyclinic in order to get more medication because I ran out of my previous tube of Gentry Derm. I was honestly quite hesitant to use steroids at first because I didn't want to rely on them too much, but I think I had to accept that when there's an eczema flare-up, I don't really have much of a choice. So I'm glad that my skin is doing better now, and I hope that after 2 weeks I'm able to stop using the steroids and switch back to moisturizer, and I hope that my skin continues to improve. All in all, I think doing the allergy test was still useful. It was affordable, the location was convenient, and the results came out pretty fast. Even though it didn't magically fix everything, but at least now I'm not left guessing anymore. So if you're interested in doing an allergy test, you can actually consider going to JB at Dr. Wee Clinic to try this out. Your results may actually shock you more than you think. Like for me, I thought I would be allergic to a certain type of food, but it turns out that my allergic reaction to dust mites and house dust is higher than anything else. Maybe you can go for the test and let me know what you're allergic to. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!